There you go. We're back.
We're back. We're back. We have sound and everything.
Apologies, had some technical issues there, but we have resolved them hopefully, and the stream should be up and running. Now, I'll fill you in. We believe the stream dropped potentially at the point where we've just done a Shields game between IDK and RGN. Now, it is important to know that there was a 1v1 between Kangas and Paris, and Kangas actually managed to win it. So that was the first game that IDK have lost, I think, in a tournament ever.
Although, because the stream dropped, there's no actual video evidence of that.
Yeah, so maybe they hacked the stream? I don't know. Well played on their part. So anyway, so up next, we did play out those 7 games because we're kind of on a schedule. So the end result of that was it was 6-1 to IDK, which is still a convincing victory. And up next, it's going to be RGN versus the Mongooses. Now, they've had a little bit more of a breather while we get the technical stream stuff sorted out, which means that RGN is hopefully quite rested. Equally, they're not going to be as rested as the Mongooses are, because they have literally just played 7 games pretty recently. In fact, I can see RGN on the pitch at the moment. They're all trying to get their fitness and breath back and do a few stretches. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. So, Mongooses versus RGN, they've played before. Again, it's a difficult one because both teams, they play quite regularly together. So, you know, I was at a mixed cup relatively recently with some of the RGN team and some of the Mongooses team, and they're all playing together against each other. So they have a good idea of who's good and who's bad. Well, I should say good and bad. Who's good at shooting, who's good at dodging, that sort of thing. What the skills are. So I would imagine, my guess is, I think Dan's on the pitch for Mongooses. So I suspect he's going to be targeted a bit by RGN, would be my guess, because they know he's a big threat. But you never know.
Yeah, there's enough sort of difference between the teams to be intrigued to see how they go with this.
Yeah, we'll switch over to, again, just to quickly check the format. So we've got just a straight 3-3 normal match. Nothing majorly odd here. I'm going to switch over to the court now. You can see the team starting to get their heads together. Although I haven't, because I haven't started the game. That was my bad. Hopefully they're on set B. I was sitting here looking at them going, why aren't they doing stuff? And it's because I didn't do the thing. So that's me doing symbols. Oh my god, did Dan just do a combat roll? Amazing.
Yeah,
right, he's getting warmed up.
Did.
Getting warmed up against the old RGN there.
So, after their first performances, how are you rating this one? What are you going to call it as?
I think RGN's going to win it this round, all the set of matches, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than IDK.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, the Mongooses can get very motivated. Like the great thing about this league matches today, every single team has the potential to win because they're all good at the game, but they also remain calm.
Yeah.
There's not many here that get tilted through, losing matches or dropping a point.
Yeah, they're all experienced teams that played a lot of tournaments.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've got. It'd be nice to see how they twist it up against each other and bring anything new to the party.
So it's interesting there. Dan was throwing out some energy orbs to try and lure them to shoot back at him because he's trying to work out what they've got.
Yep.
But equally, it gives away what he's got at the same time. But
well, apart from the fact he's just logged out and therefore.
Back in, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you've got this sort of the inexperienced trick where people give away their stats beforehand, so that people can then adjust accordingly. And the very experienced trick where you give away a fake set of stats beforehand, wait for your opponents to adjust, and then shift your stats to the right ones.
Okay, here we go. We're going to get started.
Game 1, match 3. Here we are.
Nice little formation there from RGN. They're probably going to split. It might mean they're doing a shield, actually. I'm not entirely sure.
No, they quite like doing the stack up.
It does mean the other team don't know exactly who to line up against.
Yeah, exactly. But that three-player stack, and what they do is it's a tap on the person in front.
Yeah.
So it's the same as basically they're stacking up for room clearance or CQB combat.
Very true. Now there's a lot of big orbs there coming out from I think it's Kato.
It is Kato. Kato does indeed like going for the larger scale.
Yes, he does.
Shields or very large scale shots.
Now it's working out for them at the moment.
Yeah.
The thing is, once
really
you've got,
I
was about to say,
Mongooses here.
Once you get a big volley like that with some large orbs coming in at a different speed, it's actually really difficult to judge all the different speeds of the different orbs.
Mongooses pulling it back, and there's still plenty of gameplay to go.
There is. Again, Tim did a very sensible thing there. He's put up a shield at the front just to make himself a little less like.
Yeah, just give him that little bit of time.
Yeah. Kangas is desperately trying to nullify Tim.
Yeah, Kangas is trying to nullify Tim. He's also trying to draw Tim into a 1v1 and stop him cross-shotting on the others.
Yep. But
which is a good tactic.
It is, but Tim just knocked him out there.
Yep. 1 point in it, 10 seconds to play. RG going to hold it, or can Mongooses pull it back? 2 points, it's going to be tough.
Again, Tim desperate at the end there, trying to get a cross shot.
So RGN take game 1, 8 points to 6.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to write the scores down.
Yeah. Write the scores down as we go.
Yep, let's do that.
So nice play there. Lovely accuracy there from player 6 on Blues, Dan.
I was about to say Dan is a very good shot.
Yeah, he's very accurate, very consistently accurate.
It was interesting actually because Dan is prone to go very aggressive at the end of a game if they're not winning, whereas that game he didn't actually go to the front line, and I think that was potentially a very... I think they're trying to convince him not to do that, even though actually in that point they probably needed to.
It might have been the right move that time round, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things that unfortunately it's also can be a way of suddenly giving a whole raft of points to the other team if you get your positioning and timing's wrong. So it's a really risky move.
Right, I'm going to cycle the game round.
Right, so moving on to game 2. So still on our 3v3, but this is back to the scale 1 game. So it's the point where we've got everyone on that scale 1 shot. So lots of small shots, lots of accuracy need to come in here. It means you can't get those one-shot kills, so you've got to basically chip the live targets away from your opponents. But obviously we generally see higher speed, higher charge rates, a lot more fire in the air. Possibly shields with these teams?
Possibly. The key one as well is ganging up on people. So both teams will be communicating quite a lot with each other to try and shoot people who've got one mark left. Volley fire with small orbs against one target is quite effective. Yeah,
especially if you can get a load of cross shots coming in at the same time.
Yeah.
And if you can basically just group fire player to player to player, it can be a very efficient way of trying to take them out. You've just got to keep yourself mobile during it.
Cool. So I'm just looking at the time there, we've got about 40 seconds left before the next game.
So while we're waiting that game to get in, if you're watching today and enjoy what you're watching with the HADO, get in touch, find your nearest arena, come down, start playing. The sport's still very young in the UK. It's still very easy to get into it at a decent level. We're looking for more and more teams to get out there. We want to push the level up in the UK. We want to take European Championships. We want to take the World Cup.
I was about to say, yeah,
we need more players to do it.
We want to win internationally. Right, I think we're nearly ready to go.
Going in the last few seconds now. So back to pitch side. 5 seconds to go.
Here we go. Stand by.
3, 2, 1. Game on.
Nice long. Love the amounts of fire coming out of the blue team. Got a shield going up on the red team there.
Yep.
So just looking,
took a lot of pressure off that initial barrage.
Just looking at the stats, I would expect the blue team to be winning, but red team has taken a little bit of a point lead.
Yep.
I think if this sideways combat roll, nice. So lying on the floor like that does seem a bit wrong, but actually it's quite effective.
Well,
not as effective as it could have been.
Stay there.
Yeah.
Going across the ground and then coming up again is effective.
Very
Just
true.
lying on the floor, less effective.
That's very true. He should have pulled the rigs in that situation. When he looks back at this video later, he'll appreciate what I mean by that.
I know. Needs more variation in his combat rolls, more flow and link to them, I think.
Yeah, exactly. 30 seconds, but still everyone's game. 2-all.
Still a really close one here. 20 seconds.
Red team's still got some shields. If they use them here in the last 20 seconds, that's going to be really helpful.
Oh, only to get that point, they need to get a point lead first.
He needs to use that other shield right now.
Yep.
Again, Kangas is calling out who to shoot at for the RGM, but it's not working out for them just quite.
Not that time. This looks like it's a Mongoose game.
Draw.
Going to overtime. Right, that shield should have been placed up. That will still be there when the overtime clock runs out. So that's a potentially huge advantage for RGN if they use that shield properly. Mongooses have got to get that out of play. Excellent. Mongooses still with shields in play as well. Mongooses take it in overtime.
That was genuinely brilliant play from the Mongooses to use all their level 1 shields right at the last minute to give themselves some breathing room.
Just took that pressure off long enough to get that shot in on Kangas. That was excellent play.
That was a
lovely finisher there from Goo.
I was about to say, Goo's one of those players that often she's not as flashy in the front of everyone, but actually can do a lot of stuff.
Scores a lot of points.
That's what I mean. It's like you don't want to forget about her because she'll completely knock you out when you're not expecting it. I've been fortunate enough to play with Goo previously, and she's also very skilled at doing different roles. She's one of these people who's been around for quite a while and has actually played quite a lot in different positions.
Yep. So moving on now to game 3, which is our 2v2. Again, looks like Kangas is going for the endurance run.
I did speak to Kangas very briefly, and I think that's going to be what they're doing for the whole day.
Kangas is just going to play everything, basically.
Yeah, he's a very good player. He knows he's a good player. He wants to do the best for his team. And actually, the way he looks at it is because of his fitness levels.
Yeah.
Is that he's giving his teammates a chance to rest, which is fair enough.
Yep.
I'm the opposite. When I play, I'll be like, give me as many breaks as you can. I'll be over here sitting down. But hey ho, having a bit of a chat about what they're going to be doing. Who we got on the other team? We've got Dan and Alex. Yeah. So Dan and Alex are really
very good pairing.
Yeah, consistent teammates for a very long time. Alex again is one of those players that is really good at a lot of different things. In this match, I would expect a straight shootout potentially.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do shields, but I might be wrong.
Don't know. The very first tournament that the RAF won, they won it as a two-player team against 3-player squads, and they did all as a shielder and a sniper.
That's very true.
So
it's also the tactic that I used in the first UK Championship to win.
Yep.
So
coming up on 10 seconds left to go. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Firepower or shields, how's it going to go?
I think Kangas is going to...
There's a low arm at the front there. And
it's a level 1 shield, I think.
It's only level 1 shield, yeah.
Yeah, it's gone. No, I think what Kangas is going to do is try and nullify Dan.
Yes.
Because he sees him as the bigger threat, which would be interesting.
I'm not entirely certain on that.
No, that's what I mean.
Alex is really good.
They both are, yeah. That's the thing, when you've got a team with both players being pretty good, it's difficult to tell who to shoot at.
Yeah.
Whereas in this situation, the opposite is if they can nullify Kangas, that's a good start for them. Or at least keep him moving like they are to make his accuracy low.
Brent being able to get any clean shots in.
I was about to say, by the looks of the Mongooses are not focusing Kangas, but are trying to keep him moving.
Yeah. Just keep him under pressure.
Nice shield there coming out of Dan, just to give himself a bit of breathing room, but not good enough because Alex got hit at one at the same time.
Yeah, Arjen just getting that 1 point edge. 20 seconds to play though.
I don't think Kangas has been knocked out once here.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, has he? I missed that then.
I'm pretty sure he has, hasn't he? I'll tell us in a sec. No, he hasn't, you're right.
There he is, they got him.
He's out. 10 seconds. Mongooses pulled it back by a point. 2 points.
Again, Kangas had to come forward seconds. There. Nice.
Just so close.
So I think what happened at the end there was Kangas had to come forward to try and get a point at the end, and then Dan just knocked him out.
Yeah.
And took advantage of that kind of pressure at the end. Absolutely good play from both of them though. Both teams played really well.
Yeah, really, really good. You can see how even they are on the stats and the score points as well there.
Just got a thumbs up there from Alex because they gave him a thumbs up. It's the great thing about this sport. It's all about positivity. Everyone's generally quite happy when people play well, and it's still at that stage where, you know, if you get beaten by another team, you don't really hold it against them. Instead, you're like, right, what can I do better to make sure that doesn't happen again?
Well, it's that whole thing, because so much of your outcome relates to training.
Yes.
It's not, you don't get that sort of bad feeling of, oh, they're bigger than us, we never stood a chance.
Yeah.
You get, well, they beat us, but they train more, so fair play.
Yeah, exactly.
If we want to win, we ought to, get off us and go and train more regularly.
Yeah, you're not wrong at all. I was going to say, I've been out of practice myself. I haven't trained as much as I used to. And the tournament I went back to recently, it was really impressive to see the amount of improvement from all the players.
Yeah.
Every single person is putting quite a considerable effort into trying to get better themselves.
Yeah.
Which is great to see.
The 8-point shields game now.
We are indeed, yeah. So I would expect it'll be similar to what happened earlier. I think Alex is going to do the shields for the Mongooses because I think feels that he's good at it. He is actually good at it as well. I wasn't trying to disrespect him there. I just know he's also confident in his own ability with it.
Yeah.
And then I think Kato from the other team will probably be doing shields.
Yeah, Kato's pretty standard as the
He is,
shield
yeah.
player at the moment.
He's probably the most experienced at doing it. I mean, Kangas is the person you don't want to take off because he's that good at shooting.
I mean, if anything, it's one of the bits that's RGN's biggest weakness, that they've got good players, but they're good at a specific role.
Yeah.
And therefore, unfortunately, makes their structure and tactics relatively predictable for the opposing squads.
Yeah, if I was in RGM right now, I'd be going, right, well, let's knock Alex out because he's going to be the shielder as he comes forwards. But there is a really small chance that they don't have him do the shield.
Yep.
Right.
Put it back pitch side.
They're being a bit slow, so we'll try and get moving on.
So yeah, coming up, very much up to time now.
You're back here.
Yeah, don't be blamed, the rules, the game just starts.
So we might have just muted the mic there to shout at them to get a move on. They then started to get a move on a little bit. But yeah, my take is I think we've called it, but as I say, Mongooses, they could have somebody else do the shields. There's enough variation in their team that they could do something like that. Somebody's having an issue, I think.
No, I think he's just waving.
Oh, okay. No, he's definitely having an issue.
Oh yeah, no, it is, yes.
I'll go see if I can help.
The eternal joy of live broadcast with technology. Just getting his telemetry sorted. So the headsets gain their telemetry and their positioning in on the pitch from the banner at each end of the pitch. So hidden inside that artwork are AR tracking markers that give them their positioning. Just every now and then, especially with the lighting just catches it wrong, they can need a reset before game starts.
Here we go.
So let's see if we got it right.
I mean, I can see Kato's wrist set. He's definitely got 5 in shield, so he's definitely the shielder. Alex's arm's just gone down.
And Alex has gone rank 5 shields as well.
So I would say Alex's shield position there is really good.
Much better than Kato's there. I'm not sure he realised to put the shield up that time.
That being said, Argen's still in it, like.
Yep.
So you'll notice that Kato's got a really odd way that he uses his wrist set.
Kato's turned his wrist set upside down, which is why he's putting his hand behind his head to raise his shield.
I know, he does like a karate chop to raise his shield, which is everyone else's shooting ability. I mean, it works for him, and it's also difficult to tell when you're another player to tell what he's doing, because it's not what you're used to. Only 1 point here, there we go.
Pulled it back there, 20 seconds.
Nice positioning on that shield from Alex, but a counter shield coming up from
Very
Kato.
good counter shield there.
Kato's only got 1 left, he needs to use it.
Both down to the last shields.
Alex is looking to try and get his in, but he's just been knocked out.
Double score there from RGN. 10 seconds to play. Got a lot of work to do here, Mongooses.
I think what RGN did very well there was they countered Alex by shooting him just when he wanted to put a shield up, and it gave them the opening they needed to get some points. Nice play.
Very well played game there. Really nice tactics there on both sides on that shielding. And yeah, you're right, that timing on getting that shot in on Alex was what flipped it right at the end there.
I was going to say, I mean, it's 2 games each in this series of matches, or this set of matches. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next, because we've got a 1v1. I would expect Kangas is going to play it again.
I would also expect it's going to be Kangas, but the question is who's he going to be for Mongooses?
Could be Dan. Dan likes 1v1s.
He does like 1v1s, but
I wouldn't suggest it's a good matchup.
I know.
I think Tim, maybe. The problem is they've got a bunch of players that are all good at 1v1, so it's difficult to tell who they're going to use. Right, I'm going to cycle it around.
Yeah, I'd probably gone Tim or Alex, but I think Goo's more than capable in a one-on-one as well.
Oh, 100%. I think Tim is possibly what they're going to go with. That would be my guess.
Yeah, looks like Tim's getting ready.
Yeah, I mean, Tim is one of those players. He's very good at dodging, and he's good at shooting as well. He's an all-round player. I would say if I gave them stats and I was being mean, Kangas is better at dodging. But in a 1v1, it's not all about that. It could come down to Kangas getting and being knocked out early on, and if that throws him off his game, he's going to lose. Getting the energy lead is what it's about. And actually being patient, getting some charge, and doing a volley is far more important than just repeatedly firing shots that don't hit anything. So we're coming up to about 30 seconds left. Looks like they're both going to be ready on time.
Makes a nice change, really.
It does, yeah. Again, it's one of those in teams sometimes like Tim and Kangas, the sort of players, they've done a lot of these things. I love the way Shemai's trying to duck there at the back. It's like, mate, you're definitely on camera. you didn't escape. Okay.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Game on. Here we go.
It's going to come down to who gets the first kill, I think. A bit more cautious than Paris. You'll see they're both hanging back. They're building up some charge, and then they're going to start pushing forwards when they feel like it. Good shooting there now. Good counter fire from Tim. Tim did a good bit there. Moving up to the corner is really effective because he's still moving at an angle but still getting close to the target.
Yep.
Bit slow to duck there.
Yep. Good return from Kangas.
I think Kangas might have speed 4 on his orbs, which makes it a bit more difficult to dodge.
Yeah, he does. They're both speed 4.
Ah, there we go.
Tim's on scale, which you expect. Kangas is on for charge. That's why we're seeing a lot more firepower coming out for him.
That's fine.
Making Tim have to work, but
there you go.
Tim's so much more likely to hit.
Tim's build that he's got right now is what I call the 1v1 duel spec. It's what I generally use in these situations as well.
Much fewer shots, but it doesn't matter if your shots are landing.
Yeah, you'll see he's being patient to get some charge, still doing volleys, using that shield to get himself some energy. He needs to move. Oh, nice.
Nice jump, Kangas. 20 seconds to go.
It's going to be a patience thing. Kangas trying to get his shield up, which is very effective against the build.
It is, because he's got very low energy rate.
There you go. That just gave him enough to get a point. 10 seconds left. It's going to come down to, can Tim get a shot? He needs to push the line.
5 seconds. He's going to have to really push it.
That was it. That was his effort right there.
That was the chance.
Oh, that was very close. That was genuinely well played from both leagues. Yeah.
Again, it's really nice to see. We've said before, these teams have bounced off each other quite regularly, but they're really, really evenly matched.
They are. I mean, like, genuinely, that was going to go either way. Again, some of the stuff Tim was doing there was absolutely spot on. Again, towards the end, he pushed the line because he had to try and get the point. But the problem is, with the amount of energy that he had, he wasn't able to do a volley, and it's really difficult to hit with just one shot against someone who's good at dodging.
Okay, so moving back to 6 players on the pitch, 3v3. It's the status 20 round, so this is the reduced point round. So they're going to have to pick to decide with their very limited points where are those points going to go, who's going to get what, are they going to split them across the group, are they powering someone up, can they try and outsmart the other team and make them think that they're powering the wrong player. So, as ever, these choices are always interesting to see where they go with them. They've got 1 minute left to on their recovery time. Some very deep tactical discussions happening at the centre of the pitch.
There are. That was me giving subtle signals to somebody over there to give him a shout. He's now not shouting at them, so I'm trying to give him an even more subtle signal.
Now he's not just going to make eye contact. He'll be fine. He'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
It'll all be good.
He is shouting at the bit now, so hopefully we'll get going.
Here we go, 30 seconds.
I just heard him go, we've got about 40 seconds. I gave him the 3 up and he went, 30 seconds. Okay, so...
just waiting on the third RGM player there.
Wait, do they need a sub?
Are you ready to go? You prepped and ready?
Do they need a sub?
Lack of a shirt.
Do they want a sub?
Apparently it's emergency toilet break. Okay guys, so just giving them a minute on pitch side. We'll be back up and playing very soon. RGN just waiting for their third player to return from a call of nature that's from the pitch. Unfortunate timing, but then we'll be back up and ready to rock and roll.
As well.
Yep, no worries at all. So just doing a full check and reset on the system while we've got the chance to. Make sure that everything's going to run nice and smoothly as this next game comes into play.
Also, RGN, one of their teammates has desperately needed a loo break. So what they're doing is Ash is signing in their kit for them. They're going to take it off the pitch. We might start with a 2v3 situation and then have a third player run on later on. Yeah.
But yeah,
which is a bit abnormal.
Fortunately, with the rules of League, if your team is not ready to go when the game starts,
we get started. Yeah. We're just missing one more blade player, and then we'll be getting going.
Oh, he's back! He's back!
I mean, at the minute, we've still got one more blue player that's missing.
We're missing blue still as well. Oh yeah. Final blue to sign in.
Oh, actually, they just helped out the other team. So Mongooses weren't ready, which actually gave the RGN team a chance to get their man on the pitch. Who still hasn't geared up, and he's trying to put his handset on at the same time as the start.
Well, tough. You're late.
Exactly.
That's how it goes. Them's the breaks.
Well, Mongooses were very polite about it, so... Mongoose is taking the lead early. Look at Dan on the front line, just being aggressive. He's good at it.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of focus fire onto Kangas.
Thing is, when you've got a big guy like Dan running across the front, it is actually quite difficult to hit him.
It's very distracting.
It is distracting.
You tend to focus fire on him and forget about the players behind him who are just happily sniping away.
Exactly. And the thing is, Dan can move. And the other thing is, he's tall, which helps.
Yeah.
Because when you're really close to somebody, like Kangas being low, he has to look almost up to hit him.
Yep.
There you go. You just left him alone on the front corner. He can get some shots out. Shield going up on the right.
Really close though. 4 points apiece. They're going absolutely tit for tat on this one, aren't they?
I just heard one of the Mongooses shouting out to shoot KO on the floor, which one his teammate did. Kangas was trying to have a bit of a lie down, and he got punished for it.
Edging it out here. 3-point lead. 10 seconds to play. I'd say this is going to be a Mongoose game.
Dan loves being on that front line because he can get some really good shots on people.
Can do, yeah.
Like there, cross shot on Kangas. And they're supporting him with some really nice shields as well.
Yeah.
Really well played there.
Yeah, very well deserved win there for Mongooses.
Which means we're actually...
Dan's scoreline there.
I was about to say, absolutely
kills.
Amazing. We're actually on 3-on-3, so this next game will decide, I think...
3 games apiece.
Oh, hang on. Wait, did I not write one down?
Well, there's only 7 games.
Was that, we just did that one, didn't we? Who won that one?
What do you mean, who won that one? That's the one we just did.
That was the one we just did. So we've got one more game, is that right? I'm very confused.
So you're
really
professional.
professional.
So you're looking to commentate on a regular basis, yeah?
Yeah.
That was the 6th game out of 7 in this match.
Oh, that's right then. Then I was writing it down right then.
So one game left to play, and it's currently 3 games apiece.
Yeah, so it does come all down to this, which is brilliant. Which is a straight shootout
game. So it should be really nice to see how this one goes. So 3v3, standard rules, no requirements. Take it how you like. But yeah, it's a match game.
If they're smart, I think that Mongooses should do something similar to what they just did. Because if Dan's got the energy for it, which is the only issue, it threw RGN off their game.
It did. It definitely worked.
Yeah. But we'll see. It's one of those. At the same time, Dan blew a lot of energy in that last match.
Yeah. It's whether he's able to do that again straight off the bat.
Yeah. If not, if they do try it again and Dan's energy's flagging, what will happen is the last 30 seconds of that game, he'll start to run out.
Yeah.
What he'll need to do at that point is to rotate to the back somewhere and get somebody else up front. But we'll see if they do that or not. I am going to try and get these guys straight into this next game.
Yep, they've got 40 seconds.
Yep.
So flicking back to pitch side, you're going to need to actually push the button.
That's a good point. Partly my fault there.
Right, 30 seconds. As we're contractually obliged to, just thanks again to our sponsors for this tournament today, from within the ESL Premiership and specifically Logitech for providing the prize money and sort of with the piece out for the matchup. Oh, they're getting ready. Nearly there.
Okay, we've got most of the players. I'm just missing
Yep.
one or two.
It's got from each team just to finish their logins. One for each team. So close.
There we go.
And we're there.
Here we go, stand by.
So, match game. What do you reckon? Overtime?
Dan's looking to try and go at the front look, but they're trying to nullify him. Okay, they're going for a more standard format.
Yeah, looks like we've gone straight firepower for RGN. No shielding.
Mongooses are weathering the storm though.
Yeah.
Still getting some knockouts.
Steady.
They're mostly not shooting at Kangas,
given
actually.
they've gone all the way to the 7th game as match game, I'm just seeing this go to overtime, that's all.
It could well be. I mean, look at this. We're still really close. There's one point in it.
So close. RGN just edging it and just going up towards half time. But that's just not enough of a lead for any kind of certainty. Not with that much time left on the clock still.
So even I'm getting drawn in to watch Kangas' one life marker, but no one's going for it, probably because they know that he's good at dodging and he'll up his game.
And it's a really difficult life marker to try and take down.
The problem is,
they're letting him snipe, that's the problem.
Yeah, they've left him alone too much.
Yeah, I think that's just lost him in the game.
Was he player 2? I'll be interested to see if player 2 scored a bunch of the points in that game. Oh, he got him out there just saying, come on, Mongooses.
It's possible, but...
No, at this point, they're not going to make it. But really well played from both teams, still getting a point there at the end.
Phenomenal play.
Yeah, he only got 3 to be fair, so player 1 on the red team still doing quite a lot of the work.
Yeah, but Kangas was drawing so much attention.
Well, so the downside as well is that was RGN's playing 2 matches back to back, so they now get a bit of a breather. And the Mongooses are going to have to go up against IDK next, so they're going to need to do absolutely everything they can to get their breath back.
Yeah.
Because they're going to need that energy to against IDK.
Well, let's see what they can manage. So, as expected, really, really nice gameplay, really balanced, really even between the two teams.
Yeah.
Straight down, pretty much down to the wire there with that 4-3 split on the games.
I mean, it's definitely the closest set of matches we've had so far, and RGN and Mongooses, I think both of them can be happy with their performance in that, because that was absolutely brilliant work.
Yeah.
Just giving a thumbs up against somebody there. But yeah, I mean, I honestly, it's difficult. I might have to go back and look at these games after and just see if there's anything I can come up with for either team, but it seemed like they were all giving it their all to try and win.
Yeah.
I think in that last game, maybe if Dan had gone aggressive at the front, it might have been different, but it could have also been different in a completely different way. That's the problem. Is you do the same tactic over and over, and the other team can't come up with a strategy to defeat it.
You counter it. You know what's coming, so you've got to just keep it fresh constantly.
Yeah.
So next we've got Mongooses in their set in their back-to-back facing against IDK.
Yes.
This is going to be tough. They're going into one tired against a very, very difficult opponent. And then IDK are on their back-to-back to face up against SAS.
Yes.
From the first match. And then we'll finish off with SAS versus RGN Blades.
I was about to say, I feel a little sorry for SAS because doing back-to-back against IDK and then RGN is tough.
Well, none of these are easy matches.
No, they're not, no. The problem with that one is the energy.
Sure that everybody had a back-to-back.
Oh, 100%.
So, it is such a disadvantage on your second match.
My prediction.
Has to work.
Yeah, my prediction for the SAS RGN for the second series, I think SAS are going to use so much energy against IDK because they're going to really want to beat them. That they may be a bit worn out against RGN. And the thing is, at this point, RGN now have quite a long rest before they get to play again.
Yeah, RGN have got like an hour break.
Yeah.
To recover.
So it'll be an interesting one.
It'll be what it is.
It is, yeah.
SAS have got plenty of physical fitness on their side, though. So
they do. I mean, it's like Shamar. I don't think it's going to phase him at all. I mean, if anything, I think if he's just warmed up a bit, he'll play even better.
I'd say, to put in perspective, that after this tournament finishes, Shamar is still going to go to the gym tonight.
Yes, yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, the amount of times I've been to a training session with him where everyone else is dead on the floor, and it's like, right, what's everyone up to? Oh, I'm going to go and rest. Shamar's like, I'm off to the gym. Which, he's an absolute machine, but it works for his dodging because he can be so active because he's got the fitness to do it. Anyway, talking about the next set, IDK Mongooses. Now, it's worth mentioning that part of IDK's appeal is that they have dodging that is difficult to judge where they're going to go.
Yeah.
But people previously in Mongooses and Universe A have actually done quite well at seeing through it. And actually, one of the teams that's come closest to beating them in a straight 3v3, I think, is Universe A, which is the training part of Mongooses, and some of the Universe A players are playing today for the Mongooses. So if they can, call back on that, working out the pattern.
Yeah, figure out what it was they did that got that pattern just right.
Yeah.
And assuming that IDK haven't, analysed it to the nth degree and removed the weakness.
I was about to say IDK will have moved on since then.
Yeah.
So they do have set patterns, but they do change them up as well. So, I mean, even just what we saw today with Paris being on the front line, and Milo and Ghost being at the back, and Milo was still coming to the front, but equally Milo was playing a lot more at the rear than I've seen him previously.
Especially that real sort of buried in the corner technique that was just drawing far in, but nothing actually clipping it.
It makes it really difficult to decide what to do against them, because at any point they could just do something different. Often they don't need to, but it's what it is.
Which is the advantage of the extra training time that they've had, that they're able to train everyone as an all-rounder.
Yeah, I mean IDK is probably at this point the most experienced team. I guarantee you that they've played more games or spent more time training than anyone else. That's why they're so good. Yeah. There is a direct, comparison.
Direct correlation.
Yeah, between
you put in the work, you get the result.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works. And all three members of IDK have been offered places in the UK team to represent at the European Championships in November.
Nice. So they didn't get to go last year, which was frustrating because I really wanted to see them play against the European teams. I think if they'd have been there, there's a high probability they'd have won the European Cup.
I think it's pretty much certain they would have, but they weren't. So them's the breaks.
And it's been a whole year now, so the other teams might be better.
The other teams have improved and upped the game, but I'd still say that the UK is going to be with a really good shout.
Yeah.
Come November for the European Championships in San Rafael.
Do they need a sub for that?
There will be a fourth team member. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Teams of 4.
Okay, I'm guessing you're keeping that to yourself. I mean, if there's ever a sub needed for an international match, let me know.
Yeah, the fourth player has not yet been finalised.
Cool. I mean, the thing is, we've got a few good players. Well, I mean, a lot of good players down in the UK that we can pick from. So, whereas there is something to be said for a team's synergy being important, but at the same time, most of the top players now are getting to the point where they've played enough games with enough different people that they can kind of step into another team and still pull their weight.
Yeah, and the aim for the European Championships is that every team is going to play every other team.
Nice, that's a lot of games.
It's a lot of games.
Yeah.
So that's need for a sub, that need for that physical stamina and fitness is definitely going to be there.
Do we know if it's over like a period of time? Is it over a day or two?
It's a day.
A day, okay. That's a lot.
Every team will play every other team. The top 4 basically top 4 teams in terms of their wins will then go through to semi-final, third place playoffs and final.
There's a lot of stuff that goes into that as well from an adrenaline dump perspective and all that sort of stuff, because when you play the game, especially at a top level, you come out of a game, it's quite tiring because you would have gone all out in that game, had a load of adrenaline. It comes off, you maybe do 2 games back to back or 3 games back to back, because it depends on how they do the matches.
Yeah.
And then you've got to chill out and try and get your energy back before the next one.
Yep. But it's definitely worth getting your energy back, because first place at the Euros this year is a €5,000 first prize.
I mean, I might have to start practicing again. No, I'm all good.
Try and get that sub position, yeah?
Yeah. No, I'm definitely, I think, past my prime when it comes to subbing. Okay, give me a moment. I'm being motioned at in the background to change some sets over.
Okay, so come back to our summary of what you're about to see next. So this is HADO League. League being 7 games played back to back by the same 2 teams. So you get a real feel for the players, the teams, the game style, and how it's working. So we're going to play the 7 games. So first game's 3-on-3 standard, which is what we're about to be starting here. Then 3-on-3 scale 1, so the shot sizes are tiny, so it's all about accuracy and how you play. Game 3, 2-on-2. Very much changed the tactics there, going for that buddy, and you've not got that third player to be your shielder or your cross shotter or your general sort of CNC star player.
Red players out.
Game 4, shield defense, basically looking at shielding and counter shielding for the teams. Game 5, that one-on-ones, that real sort of dueling setup where speed and accuracy really dominate. Game 6, 3-on-3, status 20, that means they're on limited point score, so they're only allowed to spend a reduced number of their bonus points on stats, but then it's up to them how to split across the team. And then game 7, back to standard 3-on-3 for the play. I think we're getting close to being ready, so we'll go back to pitch side.
I think Shamai's there just helping out with a technical issue on one of the headsets, and headsets just resetting it, and that will be good to go.
So it's going to be interesting to see how IDK. One would be interesting to see how IDK play, but to be interesting to see how Mongooses use their subs. Because they have more subs than any other team, and this is their back-to-back. So it'll be nice to see how they cycle those players around and try and keep fresh legs or as fresh as they've got on the pitch.
As you said, IDK's lying on the floor. That's legitimately his practice suiting up, because they do get into that position and they get up really quick. So there is something to be said for, it looks like he's just having a lie down, but that's actually a position he's going to end up in potentially during the game.
Well, yeah, but at the moment he is just having a lie
down. He is also having a lie down. Look at Paris out on the far side, just chilling, biding his time. That's the thing with IDK, they're small and they can get low, and it actually makes them very difficult to hit, but they also can get up from there quite quick.
The benefits of youth.
Yeah, benefits of youth and fitness.
Deeply unfair. Young, physically fit, and they both straight.
Yeah.
I mean, how dare they?
How dare they, yeah. Okay, so we're just missing one more red player and then we're going to get started, but I think the technical issues have been resolved, so we're all good. Here we go.
Game 1. Match.
I'll get my pencil ready to mark the scores. Again, similar formation from IDK that they did earlier, where Paris is at the front, but you've got Ghostbound bottom left corner.
Nice early from both sides.
Lovely shooting there. They managed to get Ghost out. Yeah, actually, I just saw him give him a round of applause because it was a good shot.
Yeah. The question is whether we're going to see what we've seen in previous games, where it's been fairly even up to halfway mark, and then you see an IDK push the pedal down and actually start put some serious effort in and drawing away from their opponents.
You'll notice there though, Milo pushed back to the front very quickly because he felt he needed to, but Paris is still getting knocked down the front line. Mongooses is doing brilliant here.
They are doing really, really well. He said that the Mongoose USA
lost a shoe
combo is one that has previously seriously pushed IDK. So
absolute credits to their Paris trying to clear his shoe from the zone so he doesn't trip over it.
Yep. Got that 1 point edge on it. This is a really close game.
It is. The fact that they're getting Paris on the front line like that is really good for Mongooses.
10 seconds, Mongooses only down by a point here. Fantastic.
They get Mongooses staying calm, but so do IDK.
Yeah, IDK starting to just edge out that.
I mean, look at that, Paris literally lying on the floor, getting a quick double tap up at Tim and getting a knockout, but that was a genuinely amazing game.
That was really, really close. That was phenomenal gameplay.
Anytime Paris loses a shoe, because he's dodging so much, is a good indication that was a good game. We're trying to indicate to the Mongooses that was a really good game. They've appreciated the thumbs up. Right, I'm going to cycle it round.
Yep.
The Mongooses can be really proud of themselves. That was brilliant.
Game.
In fact, Paris has just gone up and said that. Okay, so having a quick team talk, decide what to do.
Yep. Yes, I think that's an awful lot more pressure than they were expecting to get in that first round.
100%. Mongooses came out absolutely throwing energy orbs all over the place, trying to get some knockouts, but then actually getting them as well.
Yeah. So, the question is how much is Paris being told they're the other
I mean, fair cop. So the thing is, no matter what was going on there, IDK kept calm.
Oh yeah, they do. They do. It doesn't matter. They can be pushed. They can be pressured.
Yeah, I mean,
it can start to turn against them, and they can just keep their heads cool.
Yeah, I mean, losing your shoe and then having the presence of mind to go and kick it out of the way, it's just stuff like that. It's just it doesn't happen very often. I think the worst one I've ever had is I've had a wrist piece fall off during a game, and I managed to pick it up and carry on playing while holding my hand.
At least you didn't have a teammate who had the wrist piece upside down unbeknownst to them for half the match.
I mean, I did see that. Wasn't that an international match?
That was in the 2018 World Cup where we were playing in UK versus South Korea.
I vaguely remember because
somehow we still won the match.
Yeah. I remember that because the time difference meant it was 3 or 4 in the morning over here.
Yeah.
And I was watching that live. Right, I'm going to go and get a bit of pressure on them.
Yeah.
Because we're at scale 1.
Yep. 30 seconds. this one's going to be all about accuracy, which we know is a definite key. Mongooses team have got excellent accuracy, but obviously the dodging ability of IDK makes it really, really hard to land those smaller shots. It's IDK ready to go. Went to the last 2 players now from the Mongooses.
I mean, it is for them to play a little bit to time because they want to get their aircraft back.
Yeah.
But we still want to get on with it. Just missing one more red. Here we go.
There we go. So, the Mongooses do it again?
I don't know.
I'm not sure on this one.
Did it tilt IDK? That's the question. Probably not.
Probably not. Because it's still got the width, but I'd say that was a lot of pressure.
I was about to Paris is still chilling at the front there. He's not moving from his position. They've not changed up.
Well, no, not when he's on.
That's Mongooses trying to knock their banner over there.
Yeah, let's try and not do that.
It's normally an indication they're feeling that they have to back up, but they've got nowhere to go. I look at Milo on the front there, using his energy. He's been resting in the back. He's just springing about.
Yeah, Mongooses being pushed right on the back wall, and the sun will come together as well. They're really being driven backwards here. Not a good sign. IDK playing the whole core, shifting around lots of space. Mongooses are really being pushed back.
This is more what you would expect from IDK about how they play. I think maybe they went a bit easy, and you can see they've switched back to this. This is the formation they normally use in most big tournaments. Even the Ghost there coming up to the front to give a quick shield to Paris, give him a chance to rest.
Yeah, around that 20-second mark, just that little bit of breather. Yeah.
I think Milo's given an example of just how...
gameplay style for Mongooses, which is not in their favour at all. That they just allowed themselves to get pushed right to the back wall and clumped together under the barrage apart from IDK, and that just allowed IDK to tear them apart.
I think IDK they're really stamping it, going, don't think that you're going to beat us.
Yeah, just because you won one
Just
game.
because you won one, yeah. Well, just because you nearly won one game, I should say.
Well, yeah, no, you did well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a definite tactical error there from Mongooses.
That being said, I can see Milo's trying to get his breath back. So there is something to be said for the Mongooses have forced IDK to play hard.
Yep.
Which isn't a victory in its own right in some ways.
It is. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see can they obviously I don't know what it was that went in Mongooses' heads there and allowed themselves to get pushed back like that. But they need to get out of that mindset really quickly. Yeah,
I think for the 2v2 they'll probably keep Milo out and put Paris and Ghost in. That's my guess.
Yeah, that's what they went for in the earlier match. So.
Like you said, I know because last time I think they get Paris out and put Milo in.
Yeah, because it was Milo and Ghost for...
Oh, it is. I think they're doing the same again, yeah. Okay. I was wondering if in that last game if Milo had used enough energy that they wanted to use Paris instead, but clearly not. Yeah. Okay, so we've got Dan and Alex on the far side as well.
Yeah, neither were played in the last match, so something fresh.
Nice. Good smart use.
30 seconds, dropping back to pitch side.
I'm going to go and give them a shout.
Yep. Nearly there. Just waiting on the final red player. Here we go then, folks. Game on. So let's see if this fresh legs tactics from Mongoose is going to work. First points on the board there for IDK. Yeah, Mongoose is, that's better. Dan starts to come off the back wall.
About to say getting some movement out of Dan and Alex, which is good, but it's not good enough at the moment to actually deal with the accuracy of IDK.
Yeah. I mean, you can't say it's a follow-on from last match because it's two fresh players. But again, they get pushed back.
I think IDK have become focused and realised that they're not going to take it easy, and to some element have put their game faces on. Nice cross shot though.
Yeah, really nice cross shot. Yeah, I don't know what's happened with Mongooses. They're getting really pushed back.
The thing is, it might not feel like it, but the fire coming out of IDK is so tough. And when you feel like you've got a good line up on somebody, and then they do some crazy dodging move where they don't move their feet and they move their head, it's really demoralising.
Well, that is. And yeah, you can't. It doesn't seem it necessarily going to work from the side, but when you're on the pitch and you've got that focused fire just coming into you and driving you backwards, and IDK just at the moment managed to push Mongooses around the pitch.
Yeah, the other one that's really interesting to note as well, IDK, there's some players in this game who are really good at shooting you from a position you wouldn't think they could shoot you at, and IDK are those. Like if they're kneeling on one leg, like fully extended out to one side, in your head you're like, well, they can't shoot me from there, but then they can. So you can't even just like get a breather.
Yeah, I mean, it's not in their advantage to let you have any sort of breath back, is it? So Shields game.
Awesome.
3v3 again. Everyone back on the pitch. We know both teams are good with the shields. The Universe A Mongoose combo is more generally shield play, it's more of a Universe A setup, but so the expectation is probably to see Paris going shields again with IDK.
Yeah, possibly. In fact, I think so. I'm just having a quick look at their wrist piece on the way over.
Sorry.
Anyway, so Heckler's coming in to try and shout at some teammates. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Paris is going to go shields. I think that Alex is going to do shields for the Mongooses. Now, having said he's got Gu and Tim. Gu and Tim are both good shots. We're on 20 seconds. We're going to go and remind everyone.
Indeed. Clock's ticking down rapidly here. Okay. Team's just logging in now. Clock's running down the last few seconds. Just waiting on 1 IDK player.
Looks like they're moments away.
Yeah. Paris against telemetry sorted. Front line.
I think he's trying to get his headset to focus. He's just asked them to move slightly so that he can get a look at the banner a bit better. There you go, here we go.
Game on.
I mean, Paris, again, straight on the front line, just went to a knee, dodged a bunch of shots coming at him and then knocked somebody out. It's so hard to deal with. That shield on Mongooses' side, interestingly positioned, but really good counter shield actually coming out from IDK there.
Yep.
So who did that? Because that was not Paris.
That wasn't Paris. It is Ghost. Ghost shielding.
Okay, so player 5's got his poison shield. Which is Ghost, interesting. They changed the stats before they started the game.
Yep. Shift around in positioning.
I mean, again, to be fair to him, this is a good example. He stepped into a role that he doesn't normally do, but clearly he's practiced it. He knows what he's doing, and they're using it to great advantage. The thing is, what they've done there is free up their 2 front guards who are really good at dodging, with a guy that is good in the back row, but in this case, he's just stepped forward to do some shields.
Ten seconds and and a clear IDK went in. But yeah, real nice switch up on positioning. I mean, Mongooses' shield works good, but
what I've noticed from IDK in these shield matches is they're using their shields before the end of so leaving the last 30 seconds left.
yeah.
Now, for them that works really well because they're really physically fit, so they can keep dodging in the last 30 seconds. They can get a point lead, and then they can basically just rely on their dodging for the last 30 seconds if they need to.
There from Luke 6.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but I think that might have been Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's cycle it around for the next game.
So moving into the 1v1.
I totally remember to write that one down.
Totally remember to write that one
Yeah,
down.
I just then.
Okay, good.
Right, so 1v1, we reckon it'll be Paris. Something's going on. They seem to have a favoured set. Oh, it's looking like it's Milo.
Milo versus Tim.
Milo versus Tim. Okay, here we go. Maybe Milo didn't want to let him get away with the fact he lost earlier. It was like, that's it, you've had your chance.
Well,
I'd say the big guns, but it's the little guns are stepping in next.
Well, in the 1v1 training videos they put out, Milo beats Paris.
I can believe it. Milo,
He's infuriatingly difficult to hit.
I was about to say, Milo, the first year they came in, was by far their best player that first year. Him and Paris have only come on leaps and bounds, but that first year he was by far the best player of the whole tournament.
Yeah. Just so quick.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him a couple of games ago where he went full on dodge mode, getting to the front line, still managing to shoot people whilst down on the floor, and then bouncing back up. He's got a pair of legs on him.
Yeah.
Again, it's a really interesting one here. He's just shooting, showing him that he's got what stats he's got, but he just doesn't care. He's using it to get his aim in.
Okay, 10 seconds.
All right, here we go, stand by.
Game on.
I really want him to do this, but it's going to be tough.
It's going to be really interesting to see. Tim's got the accuracy.
Milo hanging back. He's not as cocky as Paris at the front, which I would just like to say is probably smart in this situation.
Tim's building up charge.
I think Tim's probably done the similar build to last time.
4, 3, 2, 1. So.
Oh, okay.
Fractional charge.
That's all Milo needs to do is get that shot there.
Yep.
Tim's trying to build up a volley again, but he needs to be patient.
Pause during the KO, but Milo get that early clip on him.
The other thing Tim needs to do is push forward when he's got the charge.
Yeah, he's got to push forward, but he's got to avoid that happening.
Yeah, I mean, Milo getting a bit more confident here, just coming forward, pressuring.
Yeah, he's got a 2-point lead now, halfway through the game. Yeah, he can afford to be confident, step forward. Even if he drops a point, he can then move back to his to the greater range and dodge a point.
But the other thing that
Tim's got to come forwards. There's no point trying to play defensively here.
100%.
Seconds to play, you need to score 3 points.
Well, so at this point, the other thing that Milo's doing is like just keeping up a relatively sensible rate of fire on him means that Tim actually finds it difficult to get charged perfectly. Yep. There we go, nice. Milo just being like, okay, fine, I'll come to you. Actually getting more aggressive after the point rather than less, like backing up. Nice.
Very nice play. Set Milo just so fast as he's moving around the pitch there.
Yeah, I mean, he's accurate as well.
Yeah, he's accurate. It's just that constant side-to-side leap, jumping and leaping.
Yep.
Just nightmare to try and just... Because he doesn't move with any sort of pattern or logic.
So, as I say, the only thing, and this is not a criticism of Tim because you understand why it's happened, but the only thing Tim could have done different there, because he did really good at the start to get like a volley of 4 shots, but he needed to try and move to the front. The downside is that it means that he's more likely to get hit, but the plus side is he makes it close the difference for him to get those shots off.
Yeah, but once you're down points, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Losing by a point, losing by 10 points,
it's the same
irrelevant. If you don't, the only way you're going to flip it is to score, and to do that you've got to come forwards.
Yeah.
You've got to cut down the distance and therefore the dodging time.
Okay, so this is what, status 20 up next, so you've only got an extra 8 points on your entire team to add to your initial stats of 1 each in each stat. I don't know if we've explained the stats very well actually, but basically there are 4 stats. You've got the speed of the energy orb, how fast it travels, and that can go between 1 and 5. You've got the scale of the energy orb, so how big is the energy orb that you're shooting. And then you've got charge rate, so when you've got your arm up is when you're charging energy to shoot the other team. And if you've got a high charge rate, it means you're going to be firing more shots. And the last one is shield strength and the number of shields. So if you've got 1 point in that, you've got 1 shield. If you've got 5 points, you've got 5 shields. So this game, they are very limited on points, which means that chances are there'll be 1 person on each team that's probably only got 1 point in each of those stats. Either that or they're going to give all those points to 1 person to make 1 person particularly good.
Yeah, it's a nice bit though, it's difficult to predict where they're going to go with it.
Yeah. I'm going to give a quick shout out to my man Nate, who's just said hi in the chat. I hope you're having a nice time in Slovenia, which is where he is from. Oh, here we go. I got distracted. We should be moving on to the next game soon. I'm going to go give him a shout.
Nearly ready, guys. So, moving now into game 6.
Yep.
This match.
Yeah, and we're just having a bit of delay on the red team.
Mongooses really sort of like bring that pressure to bear like they did in the first game.
I was about to say, I mean,
I want to see them, Jared, one off. I want to see them really pull that together again. This, fight back against this barrage they get from IDK that's drives onto the back wall all the time.
I was about to say, you've got to give it credit to the Mongooses came out swinging in the first round, and IDK have just kept it cool and under calm, no pressure, just if anything, have become more focused as the games have gone on. Sorry about this, we're still missing one red player. I think they're having some issues with focusing, so hopefully we'll get that sorted. Alright, here we go. Who's going to win? Dan and Alex having a chat there in the corner. I think they're discussing who they're going to target. Paris on the front line again. Okay, shield going up from Dan, giving himself that shield's going to disappear almost immediately. So what looks like is Dan's got all the points. I might be wrong on that, but it definitely looks like he's got all the points. Saying that player 3's got a couple of points for some shields. Interesting to see some shields coming out of this game.
Very low point scoring at the moment. Still a very low point score game here. Mongooses just closing in.
20 seconds left, it's all to play for, still only a couple of points in it. So Dan's basically the shooter for his team, and he's doing quite well.
Nice shot there on Paris.
That's the last shield coming out there.
Yep. 5 seconds.
Nice, just one more Dan, come on. Literally, Milo, just a little frog leap to the right.
That was a very, very good play. That's back to that pressure from game 1 that we wanted to see.
100%, that was a close game. Okay, so looking at the score there, you got 4 points. I mean, all the points basically, all the knockouts, 6 knockouts coming out of player 4 there. He basically had most of the points for the blue team. Again, Dan getting most of the knockouts for his team. Again, having most of the points. But good job on player 3 on the red team for actually getting a knockout with almost no shooting abilities. That's really tough to do.
That is very tough to do.
Especially against IDK.
So, getting prepped now for the 7th final game of this match.
Yeah, I mean, this is a straight 3-on-3, so again, I really want Mongooses to win this game. Now, can they repeat what they did in the first game?
If they come back off what they've just done in game 6, keep that confidence going, keep that pressure going, then I think they've got a good chance of really driving IDK. Whether that's going to be enough to stay in the game, we'll have to wait and see.
It's also whether IDK are now a bit more wary / motivated. Like, I think in that first game they maybe came in a bit slack, got surprised by how well the Mongooses played, and then upped their game during that game. Whereas this one, I think they're going to go hard straight from the beginning.
Yeah, I think they possibly misjudged the Mongooses from the start.
Yeah,
pushed, have really upped the game to kick back and make sure they take the win. But it's whether they keep that pressure and that momentum going for this game as well.
Yeah. Sorry, a small technical issue, I think.
That's right, they've got 30 seconds left to play.
Yeah.
30 seconds left to break. coach pep talk there for IDK as well.
I was about to say that they take things seriously, but that's why they do well.
Yep.
They take their training seriously, they take games seriously. That being said, they also have fun, which is the most important thing. Okay, here we go. One player from each missing. I think we're about 4 seconds away from starting.
With the final Mongoose player. So close now.
Here we go.
Here we go. Final match. Final game of this match. Just want to see that pressure from Mongooses again.
Oh, Mongooses. I mean, we're all cheering for them at this point. We want them to give IDK some pressure.
Yeah. It's one of those things that when IDK get the pressure, it's more enjoyable gameplay to watch. They up the game, they up the speed.
They do. It's interesting actually. Paris didn't start at the front here. I think he's given them a little more respect. He normally starts at the front, but he's like, no, I'm going to hang back. We're going to get some charge and they're going to push. Look at the aggression there from all of IDK, just coming in all at the same time, bit of teamwork.
Yep.
That's really hard to deal with. When you've got 3 aggressively good, accurate players all just pushing at the same time, it's hard to deal with. I think they're getting drawn in on Milo, and Milo's dodging is just through the roof.
Yeah.
That timing of that shield coming out of Paris and Milo there was ridiculously good. IDK here are like giving a lesson in like how to be aggressive and work together as a team.
And that sit-down dodge that Paris does.
It's really infuriating. The thing is, it's still hard to hit him, but it looks like he's chilling.
I know.
It's like the biggest taunt ever.
It winds the opposition up and puts them off the game, so it's a perfect move.
It is. I mean, he's actually been knocked out, but
yeah.
Oh, a lovely bit of an up shot again from Milo. Getting somewhere where the opposite team isn't looking for you is really effective.
Yeah.
I mean, well played. That was absolutely staggering play from IDK that game. Mongooses, really good effort for getting the points he did.
It's why we want to see impression, because it pushes their gameplay up and you start to see what they can actually do.
100%. Like, what I'd say to the Mongooses if they watch this later, fundamentally, I've not seen IDK play a game like that for a very long time. They've not had to put that much effort in.
Yeah, where they had to seriously put the effort in.
Yeah, they weren't messing about.
So no, really nice gameplay there.
Well, I mean, that was 7 straight games to IDK, but probably the closest we've seen to them losing.
Yeah.
I mean, a proper 3-on-3 for a while.
Some of them very, very close.
Yeah, I mean, up next.
Yeah, so IDK are on their back-to-back.
Yep. Let's hope SAS can take advantage of that.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to make any difference. I'd like to say it's going to be a disadvantage, but I don't see it being.
I'm looking over at IDK. They do not look out of breath.
No, at all.
No.
It's quite impressive.
They're literally just stood there going, yeah, we're all good. So there'll be a bit of a breather. Now, let's think, how's this going to go? Now, I know SAS quite well. I know IDK quite well. The question is, I think the way IDK... Sorry, let me rephrase that. The way SAS need to win this is by not getting drawn into 1v1s and to keep cross shots open. IDK are really good at doing cross shots and getting somebody on their team to like a blind spot of somebody and then making the most of it. Yeah. SAS need to learn that skill. They're getting better at it, but it's something they failed at in the last tournament here. They got drawn into 1v1s against people on the opposite team, which panned out in a lot of ways, but against IDK that's not going to help. Because, you know, let's say you get drawn in on a 1v1 against Paris, but then you forget about Milo. Milo's going to shoot you from the side. You're not going to see it coming.
Yeah. And the point is their purpose is trying to draw you into 1v1s to create blind sides to their teammates.
Yeah. If they've drawn you into 1v1, they're probably not actually... They might not knock you out, but they're actually looking to knock out somebody else.
Yeah.
Whenever I play, it's the same thing. Like, I'm not great at, you know, shooting people that are looking because they can dodge it. So just shoot at people who aren't looking. It's the best way to get points. So we see. I mean, SAS have been practicing that sort of stuff. Equally, SAS have some good dodging potential.
They do. They've got very good dodging. They've got good firepower. I think they've definitely got the capacity to pressure IDK in a similar way to what you saw with Mongooses.
Yeah.
Whether they've got the capacity to take that pressure through to a win.
I don't want to call him out, but this is going to come down to as well if Shamai looks relaxed. Shamai has a tendency to play really well when he's having fun and relaxed, but he can be a player that under pressure, he doesn't necessarily play worse, but he gets frustrated. Yeah. And he doesn't play as well as he can.
Hyper competitive and gets frustrated if they get knocked back.
Yeah. I expect if that happens, there'll be some shouting. SAS generally shout at each other a bit, but in a good way. Like actually, it does get them a bit motivated.
I'd expect to see some phenomenal dodging in this match from both sides.
It's one of the things actually against IDK that's really tough. A lot of teams will communicate each other during the game, and if you're on the opposite team to them, you can kind of you might be able to pick up a hint from that. IDK don't seemingly talk to each other